Review show. So for today's guest is this incredible actress known by the name of Saylum, who was in this incredible Power Ranger series called First Ninja Part 1 and 2, and she played the role of one of the Thunder Rangers in First Ninja. So I'm about to give Salem an ad into the live now and have a chat with Salem about her role as Lauren in First Ninja. Here we go.
Sensei has been lying to us. They weren't banished because they were failing classes or breaking rules. They were exiled because they're elementals.
Calm down. Let's think about this rationally.
Max, we are screwed.
We are fine. No one at the academy knows what we are. We stick to the plan. We rise to the ranks, take over the academy, and show them the power of lightning
And thunder.
Hello, how's it going?
Hi, good.
That's good. Thank you for coming onto my show, by the way. It means a lot. To people that don't know who you are, if you can introduce yourself and explain a bit about what you do as a person, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Yeah, of course. I go by Salem. I am usually a cosplayer. That's like the biggest thing that I do. I've only recently started getting into, I guess you could say, the acting scene. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So we'll dive right into the questions now. So for my very first question, you were actually in this incredible Power Rangers fan series of First Ninja Part 1 and 2, and you played the role of Lauren, one of the Thunder Rangers. What was it like getting to play the role of the Thunder Ranger in First Ninja, and what was the whole experience like for you?
It was really different for me because I took theater in high school and stuff like that. So I was already kind of interested in acting and stuff. So when Colin approached me and asked me, and he was like, I want you to play like this part. Like, I want you to be a Power Ranger. And I was like, I don't know if I'm right for it. Like, I don't know if I could do it. He's like, you're the sassiest redhead that I know. And that's what I'm looking for. And I was like, okay, fair enough. I can do that. So being able to kind of go out and start as almost like a bad guy and then, get to actually morph into a ranger was super, super cool. Like I went from being like unsure of myself to just really enjoying the whole experience of it.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. What was it like wearing the suit of your Power Ranger?
It was really cool. It is a Lycra suit. So it's very form-fitting, which is, that's always different. I've worn like Spider-Man suits and stuff like that, so I was used to it. But I think it was when we put the helmet on that I was like, I'm a Power Ranger. Like I felt really, really cool, and like doing everything and having like the thunder powers is super fun.
Ready?
Ready.
Ninja Storm!
Thunderstorm.
Break ball!
So on to my very next question. What was it like getting to work with Colin, Isaiah, and Danny on set of First Ninja?
It was a lot of fun. I've known Colin from the cosplay scene probably since I was like 17, and I'm 23 now. So I've known Colin for a while. It's kind of like a big brother. So when he was like, hey, come do this project, I was like, all right, like it's Colin. I totally trust you, like whatever, I'll go with it. And I met Isaiah and Danny there for the first time. And when we shot First Ninja Part 1, I had actually dislocated my one of my ribs. So everybody was like being super careful with me, and that's one of the big reasons why I wasn't able to in Part 1 fight with Danny, because it ends up only being a fight between Danny and Isaiah. I wasn't able to do that because I was broken, so I was really, really sad. But everybody, they're all amazing. They're super, super fun, and it's because we're all kind of friends and we know each other. It's more of like, if we mess up or we can't get it, we're really encouraging and, like we laugh it off. So there's this lack of stress of being like, I can't get my lines right, or I can't do this right, or something like that. And that there was none of that. It was just like completely comfortable. So I love working with all of them.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. What was your favorite memorable moment or scene to shoot from First Ninja?
Um, that's a hard one because there's a couple. Obviously, when I got my morpher, that was super fun because me and Colin got to, do everything. But also surprisingly, in part one, when I'm yelling at Isaiah, it was so cold because like there was snow on the ground at that point. It was freezing, and like you can tell when we're filming that like my nose is red because we were really cold. And they were like, "We gotta like get this done." And I was like, "First take, let's go." And that was just really, really like it was just acting under pressure. I don't know. It left a big impression on me, but like Isaiah was like, "Boom, boom, boom, we're done. Let's go." So I thought that was really, really neat.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. If First Ninja could come back with more episodes, what next would you like to see from your role as Lauren?
I think she's really started out as this really aggressive and like kind of snarky. Like she seems like really mean in part one, and then in part two, when it first starts, like her and Max they're kind of laughing, they're talking about stuff. She seems a little bit more lighthearted, and then you can see her kind of harden again when he loses his powers. So I don't know. I want more development for her. I want to see that softer side again, but then I also just want to see her kick butt. So I don't know what Colin's gonna do with her, but I'm excited. I trust whatever he chooses to do.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. So to people that haven't seen First Ninja Part 1 and 2, why do you recommend First Ninja for people to watch, in your opinion?
I think that it's different. I think that when people do Power Ranger films, it's usually it's always like Mighty Morphin. Like that's usually the standard what everybody like plays off of and does. And I think that because this is kind of a backstory type thing, that it's different and that makes it interesting. I know a lot of the comments on YouTube that I was seeing is people were trying to kind of like nitpick it, and Colin just has everything down. He's like, no, this is for that reason and that reason. And I think it's different than most of your standard Power Ranger films. So interesting, in my opinion.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. If Lauren could be team leader of any 5 Ranger team members for her team, which 5 Ranger team members from any season would Lauren choose and why?
Okay, so I actually had to like write this down because I used to watch Power Rangers growing up as a kid. And although I don't remember all of it, I remember looking at these specific characters and going, they're freaking cool. I like them. So, and it's mostly from different ones. So I have the yellow saber-tooth tiger ranger. Her name was Aisha. I really, really liked her. I thought she was so cool as a kid. I was like, I love her. The blue Time Force Ranger, and of course the Navy Thunder Ranger. Gotta stick with my Thunder Rangers. And then, wait, I said the blue Time Force Ranger, the red Force Time Ranger. I liked Wesley as well. And then the yellow Wind Ranger as well. So Sabretooth, blue Time, red Time, yellow Wind Ranger, and Navy Thunder Ranger. I think that they would mix really, really well.
Cool. So on to my very next question. So who would be your favorite all-time Power Rangers villain in any season and why?
Okay, so I feel like this is like the very typical answer, but Lord Zed for Mighty Morphing. I remember watching that and like actually being like, this guy's kind of scary. Like he was like a really good villain because he was like, I'm legit gonna kill people. And being younger, I was like, that's kind of spooky, So I really liked him. I thought he was cool.
So on to my very next question. If you could be in any Nerdbot Studios project currently, which Nerdbot Studios project would you want to appear in and why?
Actually, I really, really love the concept that Colin came up, or not necessarily that Colin came up with, but for the Arrow series, or like it's like Reverse Arrow, Arrow Unlimited. There you go. I loved watching Arrow when it was out, and like the gender bend of everything. I think that's such a cool thing for me. And I actually do archery in real life, so like I'm a little bit biased, but that's definitely the one that if I could be on, I would also love to be on that one as well.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. Who inspired you as a person to get into acting in the first place?
I wouldn't necessarily say that there was any particular person that inspired me. I initially took theater because I did the makeup artistry for it. We did a lot of FX stuff like that. So I did a lot of the makeup and stuff. And then at one point the teacher came to me and was like, I need you to substitute for so-and-so. And I was just kind of thrown on the stage because I'm really good at improv. And it worked out. I was like, hey, this is pretty fun. Maybe I could do makeup and kind of act. So it was kind of not necessarily that I was like, wow, this person inspires me, but it was kind of just like I enjoy this. I think I'll do it.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. What have you learned about yourself this year, especially this year, during COVID this year?
Oof. I want to say I've probably realized how much more of a procrastinator I am. It's so hard to find motivation and to do stuff when the world, it kind of feels like it's crumbling around you. It's difficult to just go like, I'm gonna do this. And normally if it's in my normal life, I'm like, I'm just gonna do this, get it done, stuff like that. And I feel like I've realized that I'm a real procrastinator, and it's like, well, I don't have to do anything tomorrow or the next day, so I'll do it then. And then it's last minute and I'm like, crap. So definitely something I gotta work on, but pretty much that.
So on to my very next question. If you could be in any TV or movie franchise, what TV or movie franchise would you want to be in and why?
Okay, I actually have a couple because I'm a super nerd. Lord of the Rings, because Lord of the Rings, like how could you not? Fantasy, cool stuff. Pirates of the Caribbean, because freaking pirates. I think that's so much fun. And then this one, I feel like I'm really dumb for saying it, but come on. Jurassic Park. I would probably get eaten and die, but dinosaurs. So those are definitely my top three.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. So what are the positives and negatives into the acting industry, and how do you get through those negatives as a person?
I don't think that I have enough experience in the actual acting industry to really give an opinion on that. But when I do cosplay, there is a sort of improv acting to cosplay, because a lot of people, when they see you in a character, they expect you to act like that character. And I can definitely say that positives, a really welcoming community, and people with similar interests, and there's always this sense of family and like how can I do better, and everybody's very open with that. The negatives can be that you can be expected to be in a role constantly, even when you're not. Like maybe you're taking a break or you're eating or you're chatting with friends, you'll kind of just have people who come up and are like, oh, you're so-and-so character. And they want you to be that character on the spot. And it's like, hey, I'm taking a break, And there's, little things that could just irritate every now and then. But I would say that those are like the big ones. They kind of level themselves out with, every time that there's good, there's also bad.
Awesome. So on to my very last question. So with after COVID and stuff, what is next for you project-wise?
Project-wise, obviously, we want to continue filming First Ninja. So definitely that. I also have an idea for a Red Dead type video that I gotta talk to a couple people about. Hopefully, get that into production. It would probably be more like a short rather than a series. And then I have a couple big cosplay builds that I was working on pre-COVID that did not get finished because COVID started. So, also working on those.
Awesome. Well, can I just say thank you so much for taking the time out to come on my show. And yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on my show. Any last final thoughts or anything that you would like to say to people on the show?
If you guys haven't already, go check out First Ninja on YouTube. You can find it if you search for Crimson Vision Studios. Check it out. Support all the cast. We really, really appreciate it. And yeah, that's it.